Hello friends, praise the Lord. Today let us see three chapters, the final chapters from the book of Genesis, 46, 47 and 48. Okay. So in chapter 46, it is that the sons of Jacob, they come and tell Jacob all had happened, and Jacob just couldn't believe that his son Joseph is still alive. And then as per the instructions of Joseph, Jacob leaves with all his family to Egypt. But still Jacob was having a doubt whether it is fine to leave. So on the way he goes to Beersheba, that is the place he encountered God first. So he goes there and he prays, and God gives an assurance that you go to Egypt, don't worry, I am with you, and after your death you will be brought back here. So this much of assurance God is giving to Jacob. So with this confirmation, Jacob leaves with all his family members. Around 66 people were there, it seems. So after they come to Egypt, including Joseph and his family, the Israelites were 70 in number. So it is from this 70 that they grew, multiplied, and they flourished like anything. So 70 is the number, okay? And this is all what is given in chapter 46. And towards the end it is said how, Jacob and Joseph meet and they exchange, they hug and they exchange a lot of tears and everything, and that is what is mentioned in chapter 46. Now in chapter 47, Joseph shows Jacob to the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh asks them, what is their occupation, and since they belong to the shepherd family, the farmlands were given in Egypt. So Goshen, that place was called Goshen, the farmlands were given. So they settled there because they need farmlands to take for doing this shepherding work. And Jacob was 130 years old at that time, and when they settled there. But remember, the famine was still persisting. Joseph was continuing the good work. He was giving food grains to people, and it was going on. People were giving their land in exchange of the food grains. So Joseph was getting a lot of land. Finally, he got all the land of all the people, and this is how he was. He was a good administrator. He was helping the people, at the same time he was also getting back. Okay, and then now Joseph felt that now since the people do not have any land to give also, what will they do? Now Joseph had a plan. He gave them seeds. He said, now the land belongs to Egypt. Okay, the land belongs to Joseph. The seeds are given. So you cultivate in the lands, and then you will have to give 1/5 of the produce to Pharaoh. 4/5 you can have it with you, like a tax. So this tax system was implemented during Joseph's time, and it is said that it is still persisting even now. So as an administrator, he was able to see how to, economic development and everything was happening. That much of wisdom Joseph had, how to deal with the people, how to help the people, and how to secure things for the future. So that is what we can see. Like that, Israel flourished a lot. Okay, and Israel in the sense the 70 people, all the people of Jacob and all, they flourished. And Jacob lived for another 17 years. So he was already 130 years when he came to Egypt. Another 17 years he lived in Egypt. At the age of 147, he knew that he's going to die. So what he does is he calls Joseph, and then he says, okay, I think I'm going to die. So place your hands under my thighs and promise me that after my death you will take me and you will bury me with my forefathers. You will not bury me over here. Please promise me that. Kind of a promise is keeping the hands under the thighs and promising. And Joseph promised him that I will definitely do the needful. And with that, next chapter 48 is, now then Jacob says, okay, now that you have promised, now call both of your sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. You call both of them. I want to bless them. They are also like my sons only. So I want to bless them. Joseph is very happy about it, and he brings his 2 sons. And Manasseh is the eldest and Ephraim is the youngest. So the greater blessings, or the first blessing, always goes to the eldest person. That's how it is. So Joseph, what he does is that he keeps Manasseh the right side of Jacob and Ephraim to the left side, so that when he is blessing, he will bless like this. The right hand of Jacob will be on Manasseh's head and the left hand will be on Ephraim's head. You know what Jacob did? Jacob was couldn't see properly because his eyesight was very poor. That's the reason why Joseph himself placed his children at the right place. But then, without knowing all this, Jacob crosses his hands. He crosses his hands and he blesses, which means the right hand was blessing Ephraim and the left hand was blessing Manasseh. More blessing was going to the younger one. And when he was doing this, Joseph said, Father, this is not the way, because Manasseh is here and he is the elder one and Ephraim is here. This is because you are not able to see. So kindly take your hand away. And he was trying to pull it. But Jacob says, no, let it be like that. I know what I am doing. So in spite of his knowledge that Manasseh is there on the right side and Ephraim is on the left side, he crosses his hands and he blesses them. Now this is something that we really have to understand. Now why? Now this is how even God's blessings. We think that, because of our credibility, because of our position, or because that we are leading the church, or because of many areas, we are prone to get more blessings from God, and I am the one who should get blessings. That's not like that. God's mercy, God's blessings, and His ways are totally different. Now why did it happen like that? Why did God bless, God through Jacob bless Ephraim more than Manasseh? We really do not. So all the things of what God does, we cannot give an answer for it. If He is doing that, and that's how it is. So that is one lesson that we have to learn and understand. The protocol of the world may be different, but God has a different plan altogether. We just have to abide with that. That's it. Okay. Now, in chapter 49, okay, chapter 49, now that he blesses Ephraim and Manasseh, now he calls all the 12 sons, that is his own direct sons. And then he tries to, he wants to bless each and every one. It's not more than blessing, we can say it is kind of a prophecy about how they are going to be, how they are going to grow, or what kind of a nation they are going to be. Because 12 tribes, Jacob knew that these 12 are going to become a great nation as promised by God to Abraham and Isaac and to him. So therefore he was able to foresee that. So he gives us blessings and prophecy on, so he calls Reuben first, Simeon, and then he will tell, you have a lot of good things, but you have done a lot of negative things. Because of that, you will be like this. So it was a combination of good and bad things, so it was a kind of a prophecy. But when it came to Joseph, there is nothing bad about him at all. So it was full of blessing that Joseph is going to be, he and his tribe, they are going to be blessed like anything. And then finally he tells everyone, I'm going to die, and as promised, you will have to take me from here to Canaan. And and he dies at the age of 147 after he has blessed and prophesied about his all sons. This is what, so he will, this is what is given in chapter 49. In chapter 50, we'll see in the next session, that is the last chapter, about the final part of what is said in the book of Genesis. Okay, thank you and God bless.